Hi everyone, with earnings season coming up for Q3, I thought I'd share you this earnings release calendar. This is where the companies are expected to release their earnings. Some of these dates might change, so just keep that in mind. But it gives you a rough idea where to be looking at some of the major stocks that are going to be reporting earnings over the coming month. And it gets a little bit crazy, guys. Like I say, not all the companies are on here, just a lot of the ones that the big companies that would be of some interest. So we're just going to go through each week and kind of see what's happening and the ones to keep an eye on. Obviously, we'll skip past week 1 and week 2. Not many major companies on there. There was a few that's interesting, I'm sure, for a few of you. None for me that I have any investments in, but a couple to keep an eye on. Week 3 is definitely where it starts to kick off. We kind of get one of the major banks, Bank of America, releasing numbers. Netflix will be an interesting one on the 16th. I'll be interested to see how they react after a lot of the big miss they had in the last quarter. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. Goldman Sachs as well on the same day. I'm always watching Goldman Sachs very closely at the moment because I believe that's massively undervalued, and they keep pulling out good earnings and the stock goes down, and I just don't know how it's going to go down anymore. So that's one I'm going to keep a good eye on. eBay is a stock that I've talked about a lot over the last couple of months on the 17th. So I'll be interested to see how what happens with eBay. I've talked about them a lot, like I say. 18th, one of my actual stocks will be PayPal on that day. So I'll be watching the 18th very closely. As well as that, we've got Skechers, which is a company that absolutely killed my portfolio early in the year. If you watch my videos all quite often and see me talk about my portfolio, you'll know how much Skechers killed my returns this year. I have a lot of hate for that company. 19th, not many stocks massive for me on the 19th. Same with the 22nd. On the 23rd, AMD, it'll be interesting to see if they kill numbers again. We'll see what happens with AMD. I like watching that stock at the moment. 24th, Visa, a stock that I'm looking at getting into. Boeing, obviously a company I own. 25th is a big day. We've got a lot of big companies on the 25th. Microsoft, I always get nervous when Microsoft earnings will be my biggest position. I don't know why I get nervous for it, but I do. And then Amazon, Intel, Alphabet, they'll be companies that I'll be definitely looking at. Twitter, I'm sure I'll be looking at as well. We've got a few companies on the 26th, but nothing that I'm invested in. Same on the 29th, there's not any stocks that I'm really invested in on there. 30th is a big one, a lot of big stocks reporting on that day. Obviously Facebook, it'll be interesting to see what they do after what's been going on in their earnings report. It'll be very interesting. The 31st, Halloween, a very big day for a lot of stocks. Some big companies reporting on that day. None I own, but there's a lot of stocks right there that I'm going to be very interested to see their earnings report. None on the 1st, but some big stocks reporting then. But as well, guys, there's so many big companies and loads of interesting earning reports, but just a few selection there just to get an idea of when the busiest is going to be. I think the 30th and the 31st are definitely going to be interesting days looking at this list right here, but there's definitely a few busy days apart from them as well. But I thought I'd share that with you. It's a good insight, guys. So give the video a like, subscribe. I'll be posting more of these videos, and I'll definitely talk about some of these earnings. So make sure you don't miss out, and I'll see you on the next video.